Hello everybody and welcome back. So in the last tutorial we finished this one here, the orange one. So we have that, and in this tutorial we're gonna add this kind of flow in this cable, and also we're gonna make sure you can do like this. So if you want more of them, so then we're just gonna make a little bit more like this. So if you want this kind of effect, you know. So we're gonna add this feature to this cable here. So I think it's gonna be awesome. So let's get started. So this is just from the that I made before, and now we're gonna keep on with this one here. Perfect. So in order, so just to explain so you know what's going on. Color, actually vertex color. So we have on the mesh this vertex color that's going from black to white, so 0 to 1. And we're gonna utilize that thing. And so what we can do, if we do like this quad, it doesn't work, doesn't show up. Okay, it doesn't work. Then we do like this. So we have it here. Yeah. So what we want to do, actually I'm going to keep on this here so we always have it. I want to be able to work with the material like this, so it's docked and good. Perfect. So what I want to do is, if we do UV, an UV node like this, and if we do swizzle and do X, so this is kind of debug mode. So we're not going to really use this later, but imagine this is the cable. It's going from black to 1, and we want this thing going across it. So if we do add, we need some time to move this. If we have, we can do speed. Actually, if we just add speed here, speed, and we add it here. Now this one, if we do a slider of it, we can just add this one here. So when this is 0 to 1, and when we add a value here, it goes increasing and increasing. So let's say if we add 1 here, now it's 1 here and 2 here. So we need to loop it, and the way we do this is just to use modulo. So whenever a value gets up to a whole number, it starts from 0 again. So here it's 1 to 2, and here it's 0 to 1. So if we added just 0.5, now it's from 0.5 to 1.5, and now here it's 0.5 to 1, and 0, and up to 0.5. So the modulo is really good for that. And if we do an absolute here, we're going to use it later. We're going to do a subtract. So the reason I do subtract here and do 0.5, so now it's 0, 0.5, and then here it's negative 0.5, and then it's 0. That means an absolute mode makes all the negative values positive. That means the negative value here becomes positive. So we get this nice gradient here. So this is super nice. And when we have this, we can use this color mask. And if we change this to white and we start to play with these values here, you see we get this, we can control this one. So fuzziness, if you do it to 0, it gets really hard. And if you increase it a little bit, you see it's getting a little bit a gradient kind of. And this is the range, how wide we want it. So if we do add this to the base color now and save, and we have the speed here, we're going to update this, but now see if we do the speed here, it do work, but we have it on the wrong axis. So you see it kind of works, but we need to change this to be the I direction because we mapped it down to upwards. Actually, sorry, my bad. We're not going to use this. This is only to visualize in here. So we're not going to use the UV part. I'm a little bit confused. So this was only to visualize when I made it here. So you understood what happened. But we are actually going to do a vertex color because we have added the vertex color along the cable. So now it's going to go along the cable. This was only for debugging, so we can save it for now. And now you see here we have it. So the speed one is kind of controlling it. So whenever it goes to 0, you see it's in the this end at the start and back end. And then here it's actually start again and at the end. So that was kind of the speed thing, but we're going to do like this. We're going to have time instead. So time gonna be multiplied with the speed. So now if we add this one, it's gonna go here. And it's a little bit jaggy. It's just because we are in the scene. If I right click and hold down, it's more smooth. So now you see it works really good. So this is the masking part, and the rest is pretty easy actually. So now we just had it in the color for debugging, but we are actually gonna use this once again in here. Because we want the color to be like this. And now we're gonna offset. So you see here we have the fragment, but we're actually gonna work on the vertex. And whatever you do, you can't use a node for the both. So what I mean is you can't plug this one in here. But if you disconnect this part, what I'm trying to say, if you want this system to also work here, you need to copy it because this one works like this is one block. The vertex can only work on one block. So then I can do like this. So you can never have lines go up and down here. This needs to be kind of separated because this is working on vertex and this one is working on the color. So here we're gonna offset the position. So if we do the position, we have the position, world space, that's nice. And we also want the normal. Get the normal vector. So that's the direction of the normal, right? And if we do like this, if we add something to this and then go in here, we offset it. So if we do like this, and if we look at the cable and I've saved the asset, it will be thicker. It actually get 1 unit thicker. So this is how we're going to use it. But if we do like this, we only want this to be thicker with this mask here. And if we save now, you will see it will go like this. So this is perfect. So, and of course you can see it's a little bit too big, of course. So the last thing we could do, really simple, is just to make a multiply. So this normal is 1 unit. So the thickness is 1 unit in thickness, right? So we just do multiply, and we do like this, and we do float, expand distance. And this one here. So I'm just gonna do a little bit neater. So this is the normal vector, and we multiply it with this expand distance. And we're just gonna do it between 0 and 1. And default value is gonna be 0.2. And we are multiplying this normal value with this mask here that we made before. Just gonna tidy it up, and then so whatever we have here, we add it on to the position. So now, if we save the asset and look here, it's gonna look much better. Now we're starting to get what we want, right? So this is really good. So, and also we can expose these parameters here. So let's see. Okay, we need to make them here. So we're gonna do range, and we're gonna do fuzziness like this. And this is gonna be also a range between 0 and 1. So we have fuzziness here and range here. So if you do expand, range, and fuzziness, they are the ones that's gonna control this thickness. So if we increase this, and this one, so let's see, we have this one here. Yeah, so this is how it works. So here we have it. So the last thing we're going to do, let's say if we want more ones that go, we want to have 2 or 3 flows at the same time. So the thing to do that is like, once again, we can use this debugging thing here. So you see, this is the flows we got. And what we want to do, we want to kind of, if we do multiply this value, so because this value is 0 to 1, and if we multiply this with, let's say 2, now you see it's a double amount. Now we have 2 blobs going. And of course, if we do 5 of them, now we have 5 blobs going. So what we can do, if we just do float and do flow blobs, I don't know if that's a good word or not, but we're going to go for that. So we're going to go slider 0 to 1. Then we're going to do a remap. So here, flow blobs is going bloobs, I guess it's 2 B's, I guess. I don't know, is it 1 or 2 B's? I don't know, let's blobs. So whenever flow bobs is 0, it's gonna be the minimum of 1. And when the flow bobs is all the way to 1 here, we're gonna have it like 10 blobs. Sorry, it's gonna be like this. So when flow bobs is 0, so here we get the in, min, and max. So the in, min, and max are gonna be 0 and 1. So whenever the flow bobs is 0, we're gonna have the smallest amount to 1. And when the flow bobs is 1, we're gonna have 10 blobs. And then we just have this as a multiplier. So now we can decide how many blobs we want. And now we need to work on this this one here. But you see, it's funky, looking weird, and that's because we had this debugging thing again to visualize. Now we just swap back to this vertex color, because that's what we actually using for this setup. So now, if we look here, we have it. And it might look a little bit funky, but it's actually really good. So what we do need to do now is to tweak these settings. So range, we're gonna, let's see, fuzziness, we're gonna do that higher. Even higher. Let's see, expand distance and speed. So here you have it. So this is how you do the setup like this. Really cool, isn't it? So I really hope you like this. I'm going to show you the graph one more time if you want to just look through it. So let's see here. So this one is the position, and we add the normal to the position. We multiply the normal to be a little bit smaller with the expand distance. And the normal is getting multiplied with this mask that we create. And the mask is done from this vertex color. And this vertex color is from 0 to 1. But here we multiply it if we want more blobs. And then we add time here, and then we just do the modulo. So always between 0 and 1. And do subtract and absolute to make the nice gradients. And this is the color mask. It's really useful. So I really hope you like this, and thank you so much for watching.